What's up, America? It's your girl bringing you some news you can use. We are live at the #1 internet radio station, intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. We have an amazing show for you today. You know, you heard the phrase, age gets better with time, season age. Age ain't nothing but a number. Where today we're going to talk about how important age is to each and every one of us. My goal is to inform, educate, entertain, and inspire. So please do me a favor and share this amazing broadcast. We're going to talk about, does life get better with age? As you get older, do you mature more? Do you have more wisdom and knowledge? Does life get better? Or is it because you're older, it's getting better? Because you know how to deal with certain things that happen in your life, right? So we're going to talk about that. Is age nothing but a number, or does age get better with time as you get older? We're going to also talk about ways you can make money during the pandemic. A lot of people have been laid off, hours cut, they've been downsized, or they just need to make some extra money for the holidays. Well, my new sponsor here, we have some gift cards we want to give away today, and hopefully you'll be the one. We're going to give you the phrase that pays, and then you can call in, and then you'll be able to win the gift cards, right? So I'm super excited about that. And then we have an amazing guest who's going to talk about life getting better with age. You're tuned in to intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station guaranteed to feed your brain. Please share the broadcast. We'll be back in a moment, so don't go anywhere.
Listen to Making Waves with Miss Darcy on IR and iHeart radio station, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We love you, Miss Darcy.
Hey, this is Lenny Williams, and I enjoy listening to intellectualradio.com and Making Waves with Miss Darcy.
Are bill collectors calling you? Are you afraid to answer the phone? Afraid of lawsuits?
Ken, I hear a little background noise. Can you turn it down a little bit?
Okay, let me see what's going on.
I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 7 or 13 can relieve the debt pressure. Call us now for a free phone mini consultation or log on to Introspection.
So better.
Okay.
1-800-401-4010.
It's a new year and the first anniversary of our revolutionary acne treatment. To celebrate, we have an amazing new offer for you. Order Proactive Plus, and for a special limited time, you'll pay just $19.95. Imagine yourself with skin so clear and beautiful, you feel confident to go after all the things you want. Make it happen today with Proactive Plus.
That's a huge difference. Look at that. You feel amazingly beautiful.
Proactive Plus is dermatologist developed to help seek out and fix problem areas on your skin. And it's proven to work 4 times faster than the leading prescription. This product is doing it.
And please share the broadcast. We have an amazing guest for you today. And we also have these gift cards that one of you all can win today, hopefully. The phrase that pays, and we'll give you that phrase. Before we introduce our guest, I want to leave you with this quote. The odds may be stacked against you today, but I believe that when you tap into your unique gifts and abilities, combine them with a sense of purpose, passion, and perseverance, you will not only defy those odds, but you will help create a better life for yourself, your loved ones, and the environment. So the phrase that pays, we're going to give that to you shortly. Today's intro show is sponsored by no other than Krispy Kreme. They make the most awesome donuts on the planet every single day, and I think they're doing a good job of that. They're very addictive. They hopefully have a location near you. We have one at 110 South Manheim Road in Hillside, Illinois, 17815 South Foster Street in Homewood, 9150 Southwestern Avenue in Evergreen Park, and their newest location was relatively new, 108 North State Street at Block 37. If today is your birthday, on this special day, as you celebrate your birthday, here's wishing you a whole lot of happiness and tons of sweet surprises. Happy birthday from Making Waves with Miss Darcy and crew. Now, without further ado, does life get better with age? Well, we have a guest in the studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you.
Hi, my name is Ken BIvens, and I'm with the Senior Resource Center of Illinois.
And Ken, welcome to Intellectual Radio and Making Waves with Miss Darcy.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I am too. So I want to go ahead. The first thing I want to ask you is, growing up, what was your hobby? What did you like to do growing up as a young man?
I think like most young men is playing basketball with my friends.
Playing basketball. That was the thing. Now, did you have a mean hook? You know, did you throw a three-pointer? You have any swirls in the back behind you all the way around to the front? Did you have any unique moves back in the day?
I don't want to say that. My mind wants to say yes, but my body says no.
You said, well, you don't know about all the moves. You just know you can take the ball and get it to the basket, hopefully, right?
Yep, that was my plan.
So, Ken, tell us a little about the Resource Center, what you do.
Okay. So at the Senior Resource Center, we work with 5 sets of agencies that cover the whole state of Illinois. And before I get started, there are, many seniors don't know, but there are about 30 to 40 services that are free for seniors once you become a Medicare recipient, and sometimes when you just reach the age of 60. So there's a lot of services that are out there, and part of our job is to make sure that you're informed about those services and how to obtain them.
Okay, and how if someone is listening right now, like I have a dad, I have a mom, they're seniors. So how would they get in contact with you? How would they know how to reach the Resource Center to get that information?
Okay, so they can call us. Our number is 312-535-7375. Once again, that's 312-535-7375. And when they call, we're gonna, and I'll be talking about it today, but I'll go over some of those services that are available for seniors. So once they call that one number, we'll take care of everything else for them.
Also, just one number. They don't have to be switched to 3 or 4 different numbers or none of that stuff, huh?
No, they don't. They call us and we do all the legwork for them. If they need home health services like in-home doctor visits, nurse visits, physical therapists to come to them, podiatrists to come to their home, all of those services are free for Medicare recipients. We work with homemaker agencies, so if they need someone to help them around the home as far as cooking, cleaning, washing dishes, vacuuming, helping with laundry, those services are free for them. If they need medical equipment and supplies such as canes, walkers, wheelchairs, medical alert bracelets, they call us and we get it taken care of for them. If they need help paying light and gas bills, we work with CETA. And then a new program that we started about a year ago, if someone is a veteran or a spouse of a veteran, a surviving spouse, the VA pays anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000 a year for veterans and or their spouses to receive additional services in the home. And so part of our job is just to make sure that seniors are aware of all of these services that are out here for them. And if they're not receiving them, if you know of a family member or a friend or a church member who's not receiving any of these services and benefits, just call us at that number, that 312-535-7375 number, and we'll put them in place for them.
What made you want to help and assist seniors? Because they're so fragile. So what made you want to go into that type of career to focus and help seniors?
I think I started out almost 10 years ago with Serenity Living, and at that time, a lot of seniors were calling and they needed help with home care, such as the doctor visits and nurse visits. But the more and more I spoke to seniors, the more I realized that they needed a lot more than just home health services. And I also realized that many times when seniors were calling Medicare or Medicaid or different agencies, they were just getting the runaround. Catholic Charities, everywhere that they were calling, they were just getting the runaround and going through so much red tape. And so I just had a vision and just, something that I wanted to do is just make it a lot easier for them, because seniors, I've said this so many times when I've spoken, seniors have paved the way for so many of us. And unfortunately, the younger generation, they take it for granted, but seniors have opened so many doors. But when they turn back to try to get assistance, it's like doors are closed on them. And so as I just started seeing that and started seeing that injustice, part of what I wanted to do with the Senior Resource Center is just bring all the resources under one roof, where the seniors can call one number, and then if they needed services or needed anything, then we would do all the legwork for them. No calling to order medical equipment and supply. Seniors, we wanted to just make that a lot easier, and so that's been part of our goal and mission for years.
Okay. Now, speaking of, a lot of times I hear on the news seniors experience fraud. You get a lot of telemarketing calls saying, if you take this survey or you answer these questions with your net, insurance have been switched, and they don't find out about it until the end of the recertification or the renewal. Do you hear seniors tell you their horror stories or things like that happen with them when it comes to telemarketers or people trying to be vulnerable towards seniors?
Yes, I unfortunately have heard of those horror stories, and it just breaks my heart when I hear people just preying on seniors. So what I would normally tell them is definitely stay away from all telemarketers. And the way to even go with any company or any services is normally by referral. If you have a family member or a friend who's actually dealt with a company and they've seen firsthand what they can do and what they can't do, that's probably one of the best ways to actually engage in receiving services is through referrals, because somebody calling you out the blue, they could just have your name or number and trying to get information from you. And unfortunately, I've had to go through sometimes Medicare or something has been switched where Medicare is no longer an HMO or something. And unfortunately, it starts blocking a lot of their Medicare benefits. So I've heard that. But going a little further, Darcy, the state of Illinois has also done it as well.
Really?
So a lot of people don't know, but a week ago, was in office, which a lot of things where care, they automatically switch them into an HMO. And so it's very important to know exactly what you have. I always tell seniors, look at that 1-800 number on the back of their Medicare card and call just to check periodically, once every 6 months or so, 3 to 6 months, and just see and make sure that Medicare is their primary, because you always want to make sure that Medicare is primary and everything else is secondary.
Right. And so sometimes seniors have problems with reading and understanding. And so when that happens, do they have like a resource center like yourself, do you all frequently make calls to check on them? Do you have workshops and seminars letting them know bank account? Because I hear so many stories like that where seniors have gotten duped or they've given their credit card information. I've even received a call from Social Security or someone claiming they were from Social Security, saying that there was some fraudulent activity on my account and that I need to call this number. So what I did was call the number, but also use a recorder to say that this call is being recorded when they answer the phone, and they would immediately hang up. So I know this is, and actually they get an attitude, Ken. So I know that this is happening, not just with myself, but parents 24/7. So what do you recommend to seniors, of those listening, what should actually be done and how should we handle that situation?
Normally, for the most, sharing that, because that does happen so often. And what I typically try to do is talk, me personally, and I staff, the children want to know exactly what's going on, who's coming to their house. Even if home health services or homemakers are coming to the house, I'm a stickler for knowing or thinking that the children should know exactly what's going on, who's coming, what day they're coming, what time they're coming, just getting the family involved. And for those who are listening that have children and grandchildren, definitely have them involved with any services, just so they can check it out, make sure it's not a scam, make sure that they are receiving exactly what they're supposed to receive. Those are some of the things that we've done over the years just to put people at ease. But then also, because of our reputation, we get, as opposed to us, and I can't speak for everybody, but for us, as opposed to us calling and telemarketing or anything like that, normally it's people that are calling us because they were referred by a family member or a friend or somebody that has actually received the service, and they were very pleased with the service. And so they call us, and we do everything we can to help them at that point.
Wow, that's great. Great. I mean, this is awesome information, and I hope individuals who are watching or know of seniors are sharing this valuable information with them, because it's so needed more than we realize. I know like I said, when I turn on the news, I hear it, but the last couple of weeks, I've probably had about 4 or 5 phone calls. So they're not stopping when they're calling. They're calling because they're trying to get access to your account. And we want to make sure, even if we're pre-seniors, that we are, use your knowledge and wisdom, challenge them. Because what I do know for sure, you can co-sign with me on this, Ken, is that social call,
exactly,
they may send you information. They may say call the office. Before COVID, they would say come into the office. They would send you a letter in the mail. But now people are saying that your account is fraudulent, things are going on unless you log in and do. Well, first of all, before I even go to that, do you have any situations where you have individuals that seniors are kind of I want to say spiffy or spiky, tend to have a little quickness, little attitude. They know everything, and you can't tell them this and you can't tell them that. So to give me an example or a story, because I know you probably have tons, where she's telling you ain't gonna tell what to do. I ain't changing my insurance. I ain't going to no workshop. I'm gonna open my door and you ain't tell me what to do, Ken.
Unfortunately, I have many stories along those lines. But, really, you know, we just make sure things their families are very confident. And, just also co-signing with you on those calls. 9 times out of 10, I really want to say out of 10, you're not going to receive a call from a company or agency talking about your benefits or account numbers or credit cards or anything like that. If you think about it, you have the hardest time when you're trying to contact them, as far as going through red tape and trying that they're not going to spend the time to actually give good customer service, unfortunately, to actually call you when something is going on. So anytime you hear a call or receive a call and says, this is, I would say just hang up.
Yeah.
To be honest. And if there is something, your bank, hang up, call your bank directly. Your bank can tell you yay or nay. They're going to say, no, nothing is going on. If they say something is going on with your Medicare, call Medicare. If they say something's going on with your credit card, call your credit card. You know, so I would situations, those agencies, they're not going to be calling you. They don't have manpower. They don't have the time. And unfortunately, I've been saying this for so long, customer service seems to be something of a past. It's amazing to try to get good customer service out of any agency right about now. And so that's why I think that's another reason why so many people call us, because they're just amazed that we actually follow back up with them. Our staff is trained to follow back up immediately. The people that we try to network with, they're the same as far as customer service. So all of those things, I just wanted to make sure that was clear, Darcy, that, you know, if you're getting a call from somebody, I would say just hang up and you just take the bull by the horns and you make check things out.
Go ahead, Ken.
And then as far as, you know, people not wanting to make changes and things like that. So what I do is just share the information as far as, like, say, for example, if they in a certain insurance, because I'm never advocating one insurance over another insurance or this over that, but I just give information and then allow them and their family to just, you know, check into it to see exactly what's going on. If they're comfortable with what they have, I say stick with it. You know, but if you're not comfortable, then these are some options to check into. You know, so I want seniors to have control over their own situation, over their own decisions. I never force anybody to do. Yesterday, it was so funny. I was speaking to someone, and unfortunately, her has dementia, but she said it is so bad. She tried a confrontation with her mother. If her mother said no, that's the end of the conversation. That she don't even look her mother in the eye anymore to try to have a conversation, because she know her mother may go upside her head or something just because of the dementia. But she say, you know, even Ken, when it even comes to giving her a bath, you know, she say, no, I'm not gonna get messed up, you know, beat up because I'm trying to give somebody a bath, you know. And so sometimes seniors are just stuck in their ways. And that's fine, but you want to just make sure that they're comfortable, that they have all the information that they need, you know, that their children, their sons or their daughters or grandchildren have all the information that they need to at least make an informed decision.
Right, because, and I can testify to that lady who made that statement about her mom, because my dad is going through dementia right now, and the stages vary at different times of the day. Because sometimes he knows who I am and sometimes he don't. He'd be like, what you doing at my house? And I'm like, excuse me? You know, and sometimes he didn't know who I was. And I'd be like, quit playing. And when you ignore them or call them on it, sometimes they become more agitated.
Yeah.
And so I end up taking a class on dementia. One of my girlfriends, Sherry Edwards, took me to a class, and I had to learn about, sometimes we have to just go along with them. And when I go along with him, it kind of smooths things out. But as long as I be like, if he said my mom is sitting right there, or his mom, and I say, no, she's not. And he said, yes, she is. And I, you know, and the more I say no, the more agitated he become. But as long as I keep him calm and say, oh, okay, well, hey, grandma, or something like that, then a feisty senior. That's the word I was looking for earlier. You don't want to try because they can be feisty. They set in their ways. Certain things you ain't gonna just tell them and they ain't trying to hear it. But on the flip side of that, I love their spirit. I love them sharing their experiences, their stories, you know, things they went through in life. They're sharing, you know, oh, you know, how, you know, what advice do you give for living long? Oh, keep living. I don't let nothing get to me, or I don't. So I love hearing those stories.
Exactly.
Because they're so heartwarming. And right now during the pandemic, I've been calling a lot of my older aunts and uncles and just letting them talk because we, you know, I can't go see them. Stories and the things they say, you know, but that's what we have to check on them, you know, during COVID. So I'm glad because they not computer savvy at all. So that way I can still, you know, check on them, make sure they're doing okay. Now, give me one of your experiences where you've helped a senior, they made you laugh, put a smile on your face, and make you appreciate even more the career path you took with helping seniors. Because I know you have tons, but give us one or two.
The fact that there's somebody out there, an organization that actually care for their mother or care for their father or their grandmother. And, you know, I think I mean, there's so many times, even when someone has passed, where I get a call and they just want to thank us for, you know, just the things or services that we put in place for them, you know, for the past year or 2 years or whatever. And part of what we do also is that we're constantly call and just do wellness checks or well-being checks on our clients, and just call and just see how they're doing, you know, check in on them. And they remember that. And a lot of seniors over the years and their family said, Ken, you know, it seemed like, you know, because I treat everybody as if it was my mother or if it was my father or grandmother or grandfather. And that's the way our staff is as well. We want to treat people as if it was our own parents, and we want to make you know, let me know that her mother had passed. And so it's even in situations like that where I just feel that, you know, I must have done something where the family contacted me and let me know what's going on. And they just wanted to thank me for everything that we've done for them and for their family, just to make their lives easier.
And people don't know you care, Ken. That's a very good point. People don't know you care until you actually show them that you care. And that's, I think, because life is so delicate and so precious right now, not that it wasn't, but even more so with the pandemic, where the seniors not able to get out more, they're not able to, you know, go to their little events and things and gather together. And so this is such a crucial time that showing the agency, showing that it actually cares, is extremely important right now. And the fact that the relationship between the siblings or the other individuals in the family, I think that line of communication is very, very crucial and very, very important. And that lets them feel more comfortable with the agency because they know that they sincerely care, that it's not just about money, but that they sincerely care.
That's true, you know, and I tell everybody, you know, treat this as if this was your mother. You know, you wouldn't want them to get bad service. You wouldn't want them to get, you know, be in bad insurances. You wouldn't want them to be taken advantage of. So anything that you would do for your own mother, you know, do it for the client. And so I think that's part of the reputation that we have at Senior Resource Center. So we, you know, constantly just get calls, and sometimes seniors just call us out the blue just to talk, check in on us and see how we're doing, make sure we're doing good and our family is doing good. So you're right as far as when they know that you care, it's like they care about you, and it's reciprocal. And so you try to do everything that you can to help them out.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Well, Ken, hold on. We have to take a break, but we're going to come back, and I want to leave you with this question.
Okay.
Alive or deceased, if you can pick an individual that you would like to have lunch or dinner with, who would it be? And what will be one of the questions that you would ask them, and why? You're tuned in to Making Waves with Miss Darcy on intellectualradio.com, where we're talking about seniors as they get better with time, with the phrase age ain't nothing but a number, and just showing seniors how much we truly care. We have Ken BIvens at the Resource Center, and he's sharing information. We're going to come back and continue our conversation right after this break, but I do want to give you the phrase that pays. And if you can call in and recite the phrase that pays verbatim word, you can win a Walmart card. So the phrase that pays, hold on, let me get the phrase and make sure I say the phrase right, so that you in turn, when you call in, can say the phrase right. So hold on. Let me find that phrase where Ken is thinking about who he want to have lunch or dinner with, and why, and what question he would ask. So I know he's over there thinking really hard so he can give me that answer when we come back from break.
I know that popped in my head immediately.
It did? Oh, see, most people be saying, oh, I got to think about that, or I got to think about that. So the phrase that pays, oh my goodness. I'm scrolling too fast. Okay, I'm going to give you the phrase that pays when we come back, because I can't seem to find it. You're tuned into intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. Back in a moment. Earl, just give me some music. Yeah. No, fine. I'm ready. Girl, I'm ready.
Ready?
Welcome back. You're tuned into intellectualradio.com, Making Waves with Miss Darcy. We have been talking about age, getting better with time, and seniors, and seasoned seniors. And we're speaking with Ken BIvens, and he's sharing important, informative information on what seniors can do, what the Resource Center offers, what the services offer, and assistance that they can provide. I'm going to have him give the address, phone number, or website information shortly. And right now, I want to give you the phrase that pays. The phrase that pays is: your life skills is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring. Again, your life skills is your message to the world. make sure it's expiring. You are tuned in to intellectualradio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. And my guest today is Ken Bevins. And I want to again thank you for being here and sharing this informative information, which is so much needed. So Ken, before the break, I left you with a question that I know our viewers cannot wait to hear you answer. Alive, deceased. What one?
Okay, the answer was very easy. It was Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh, watch out there now. Jesus, now I haven't heard that one. Jesus Christ. Why? Okay, why Jesus Christ?
Nah, you about to get a sermon over here.
I'm gonna need you to tell me, because I ain't nobody. But now this one, okay.
Oh my God!
Okay.
There is no other source to go to. I know there may be some Christians listening, and there might be some there aren't. But for me, I'm the answer to everything that all of our prayers, the answer to everything that we need. So for me, anytime I have questions, anytime I just want to talk to somebody, as they say, late in the midnight hour, that's Jesus Christ. So if I could just sit down, at his feet and just listen, talk to him and listen, that would definitely be a blessing to me.
Okay, what would be one question you would ask Jesus Christ if you had the opportunity?
I know I'm always joking, like, why, Lord, why? But
I know you probably would, but first of all, you would probably be nervous and saying, wow. But you ain't gonna say why to him. I don't know what you're gonna say, but it ain't gonna be why. You're gonna probably be nervous and shaking, but it ain't gonna be why. That I can almost.
No, I think for me, it's how do I accomplish everything that you just placed in my heart? How do I accomplish everything? How do I live a life that's just pleasing in your sight? Those are the two main questions. But the first one that's kind of been pushing me and prodding me for quite a while is just how do I accomplish everything that you placed in my heart? So I just want to just know how to do that.
Wow, I love it. That's every time I ask that question, I get different individuals. But I've never had anyone say that particular question. So I thought that was truly amazing. Now, Ken, the services that you offer, do they have to have insurance? Or is some of the services free, or is some of the services they have to pay for?
Okay, great question. Before I get, let me tell you, everything is free. Up front, everything is free. All of these services you've actually paid for. A lot of the services that I've mentioned, for the home health, for example, for the in-home doctor visits, nurse visits, physical therapist, podiatrist, all those things are covered through Medicare for you. So if you're a senior and a Medicare recipient, if Medicare is your primary and you take at least one medication, then you qualify for all of those services, no questions asked.
Just one medication and they automatically will qualify?
Yep. There's no income questions or anything, because I know a lot of people think that, well, I don't qualify for this because my income is too high or whatever. But for the home health services, like the in-home doctor visits, in-home nurse visit, a physical therapist coming to your home, a podiatrist coming to your home, all of those services you've actually already paid for. And the reason I say you paid for, I speak at a lot of seminars, and all the years that you were working and they were taking Medicare out of your payroll or paycheck every 2 weeks, what happened is once you retired, all of these benefits kicked into place for you. But unfortunately, no one ever told you that they're sitting there waiting for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nobody told me. So I'm glad I need to know that. So when when that time comes, I'm gonna be like, look, y'all need to give me what I already earned. I'm gonna need that and maybe a little extra, but I'm gonna definitely need that part. If I don't get the extra, just give me what I earned. You know.
So what I share with people is like some people work 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and every 2 weeks they were taking Medicare out. So if you think about that, you've already paid for so many services that are through Medicare, but once you retire, even Medicare, they may send a book out or something, but that's about it. But they don't tell you that all of these services are going to effect for you right after you retire. And so they're just sitting there. And I have so many seniors that are in their 70s and 80s and 90s that for the past 10, 15, 20 years, they haven't been receiving these services because they didn't know that they existed. And so there's no charge for any of these services. If Medicare is your primary and you take one medication, then you're eligible. That people need to keep it in mind is, unfortunately, with Medicare and so many other services, because you don't have to have any other insurance or anything. If Medicare is your primary, all of these things kick into place for you. But for those of you all that know of any seniors that are Medicare recipients, definitely at the very least have them call us at that 312-535-7375 number. And so that way we can at least let you know what's out there, what benefits you're supposed to be having access to, or if you have parents or grandparents, so you'll know and they'll know exactly what they're entitled to. And these services, they do not place their primary doctor either. That's a question that we get quite often, is if I receive a doctor visit at home or nurse visit at home, does it replace my primary doctor? And the answer is no. You still have your same primary doctor. You still go to your same visits, but most seniors may go to see their doctor once every 3 months, once every 6 months, or once a year, unless something is going on. But these services are in place like every month, from the time you become a Medicare recipient to the rest of your life.
Wow.
So definitely take advantage of them. If you're not receiving those services, or if you know of someone that's not receiving it, just give us a call and we can at least tell you what's out there and what to take advantage of.
So Ken, I have one of my radio hosts, Katie Lowe. She has a show called Rhythm Flow Radio, and she's here every Tuesday following me at 4:45 p.m. here at Intellectual Radio. She posed a question, and I did put it on the screen. She says, does it require you to change your insurance provider from a PPO to an HMO to get the extra services?
Another great question. The answer is no. Let me back up a little bit. If you have just straight Medicare, even if you didn't have a PPO or any other insurance at all, if you just had Medicare alone, you qualify. Now, if you have Medicare and another insurance, then that's when it gets kind of tricky. And the reason I say tricky is, unfortunately, when you're in an HMO, Medicare blocks a lot of your home health services, where they don't even allow you to receive all these free services that I've mentioned as far as the home health side. Once you're in an HMO, it actually blocks them. But when you're in a PPO, normally with a PPO, Medicare is still your primary, and that insurance, the PPO, is your secondary. And so you're eligible to start receiving services then. So it's just important to know exactly what you have. Like sometimes seniors don't know that they're in an HMO. Sometimes they don't know, just what's going on. And so definitely give us a call, and we can take the information right over the phone. We can submit the information to an agency in your area that's contracted with Medicare, and we can find out exactly what you have and get that information back to you normally within 24 to 48 hours.
Wow, great question, Katie Lowe. Thanks for asking that question. So, Ken, I know as you were answering her question, you made the statement that they don't even tell you about the services through HMO, but they block the services from HMO, but PPO services, they're available. Is that correct? Did I hear you correct?
Yeah. So if you have just straight Medicare, even if you didn't have any insurance, once again, you're eligible for all of those services if you take one medication. So once again, if you have parents that take one medication or multiple medications and Medicare is their primary, then they're eligible for all of those services to kick in. And the great thing about it, like today is Tuesday, if someone called today, by Thursday, a visiting doctor would be out there.
Wow.
It's just that fast with the.
So then why would they block? Why would they block the HMO? So what's the reason for that?
Basically, that's a very good question, but basically what happens is typically with the HMOs, although you have insurance and you have coverage on things, they try to give you the lowest coverage when you're in an HMO. So there's two ways that I've described this. I've spoken about this in the past. The first way is imagine your HMO as a Pinto and your Medicare is a Cadillac. You always want to make sure you have the Cadillac because that's what you worked for all those years. You worked 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So you always want to make sure that Medicare is your primary. But unfortunately, sometimes when you sign up for something, they may place you in an HMO and they say, well, we'll give you dental or we'll give you vision, which is fine. That's something that you want to have. But when you're in an HMO, HMOs want to give the least amount of coverage. It's the same thing for someone who has not worked. If you've never worked before and you were on Medicaid, for example, or public aid, they put all of them in HMOs as well because they give the least amount of coverage. And so they may give you dental and vision, but now they take away the home health, the services that you would normally be receiving. And so it's very important just to know what you have and what options you have. But that's one of the reasons why they take it away, because they want to make sure that they have a certain amount of money that they're going to spend for each person that has insurance.
Wow.
And with the HMOs, if we give you dental and vision, we're going to take away home health care, for example. And so it's just a balancing act, and they don't tell you to do it, but that's what happens a lot with the federal government and Medicare and a lot of insurance companies as well.
And then you don't find out until it's time for you to need the services, because that's what I'm hearing people say. When they switch, like right now it's open enrollment, because I see it on TV. They have all of these programs. I've even seen one that I discussed with Katie Lowe, is that they said they're going to give you $148 back on your Social Security check. And I'm like, how is that possible? But again, listening to you, and that's why it's important to have these conversations. And that's why I'm glad Intellectual Radio has provided us with a platform, a plethora of information where we'll be able to share this information, and we're able to learn, to listen and learn. So when I see listening to you and having this conversation with you, and then I'm looking at the TV screens, it's open enrollment. It's been on there for like the last month and a half. And they're offering all these phenomenal services that they're going to give you at no charge. You know, they're going to give you 100% dental, 100% health insurance. And then I'll hear someone say, yeah, I switched mine's over, but when I went to get an x-ray or MRI, I had to get a referral. And then when I got the referral, they said I couldn't go to this hospital or this clinic where I normally go. I got to go way over here to another place. And then they say, you know, your surgery is covered, but you got to pay $1,500 copay before we can perform the surgery. So I'm hearing all these different testimonies, and I'm like, well, did you get the information correct? But they don't tell what I'm hearing, and now it's all making sense. They don't tell you that information until till once you've already signed and switched. Because I had something similar. I switched my my PPO to a Blue Cross and Blue Shield, right? But I wanted to keep my same specialty doctors because of my migraines. And once you get someone that's working with you and they're showing their concern, they're not just bringing you in there, taking your blood pressure, putting you on the scale, and then sending you on your way. This doctor really went out a whole lot of ways to find other holistic things to do instead of just medicine. And there's not a lot of those doctors out there. So I switched my insurance. They told me I had to switch my insurance because he wasn't going to no longer be in the network at Loyola. So I switched my insurance, Ken, made an appointment because, you know, going to the doctor, you used to make an appointment and go in a week or two. Now it's like a 2-month wait before you can get an appointment. But when I got the appointment, they told me that the new insurance, I couldn't go to Loyola anymore. I had to go to another hospital, which is like a 30-minute drive. And I was like, oh no, that's not what they told me. So I had to call the company, insurance company, to file a grievance. They said the call was recorded, so I asked them to pull the call. That took another 2 weeks. And the person because they get a commission, which I learned recently. So the see, I didn't know, but I'm telling you, because so you know I'm experiencing this, because I didn't know. And he told, oh yeah, you get to keep this, you get to keep everything you got, nothing's gonna change, blah 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 blah. We're gonna send you a gift card, you're gonna do this and this. Wasn't really keen on the gift card, but if they say you're gonna get it, then you know I want my gift card. To make a long story short, I had to reschedule all of my appointments that I had already waited 2 months because they had changed all this stuff. Had to go through a grievance, go through a committee, all of this stuff. I even got the investigative reporter on the news involved because they was telling me I couldn't change out unless I had a valid reason. To me, that was the valid reason. But to make a long story short, just this past Friday, and I started this process in October, and I just got the letter where they canceled me Friday, the 11th. And so now I have to pick another one. So now I'm taking all of this information that you've given. So now I got, you know, I'm armed now. They don't even know when I call now. When I call now, oh, I'm ready. I got questions wrote down in my mind and my brain. I'm going to be asking them tons of questions. What advice would you give to seniors who are listening right now and to the children who are taking care of the parents? Buyer beware. What pros and cons? What, if you can sum up a PSA, what would you say to individuals who are listening, who may have parents who are, you know, at that age where they have to assist them with everything, or they're feisty and they don't want any help? What would be your recommendation to us as children to our seasoned senior parents?
I would say for the children to get as much information as you can, just so at the very least, so you can make an informed decision. You know, part of our job is just to share information and give you the resources that you need, because like just as you were talking about, and what your experience is so true, is like, you know, they're all on commission. And there's one company, I won't say their name, but what I heard years ago from speaking to one of them directly, it said they have to, in order to keep their job, they have to sign up 85 people a month in order to keep their job. And they normally go on the south side of Chicago and the west side of Chicago to sign up people. And they don't, I know they don't give them all of the information, but they just have to get this volume and quota in order to be able to keep their job. And they're signing them up into these programs that unfortunately, or these insurances that unfortunately are not worth the paper that they're signing them into. And so I always tell families, you know, get as much information as you can, just so you can make an informed decision, you know, at the very least. So I'm not going to make the decision for them, but if you want to know what Medicare does, how they can benefit you, if you want to know what Medicaid does, how they can benefit you, if you want to know what CETA or medical equipment or supplies or the VA, you know, those are the type of things that, you know, just call us and we'll give you the information and we'll help you, you know, every step along the way, you know, just so you can make an informed decision. Because it's not, once again, the salespeople, they're going to try to sell you. If they have a product, they're going to try to sell it. That's how they make their living. Yeah,
and it doesn't matter whether it's conducive to you or not.
And that's true.
And Kenny Lowe just said, be careful. What did she say? Be careful. They will switch your insurance without your knowledge. So be very careful. So, yeah, because they want that commission. And I didn't even know that until I found this out in October. I was livid. Well, Ken, I want to thank you. You have shed a lot of light, a lot of questions that I had for healthcare and insurance. How can individuals give us the name of your organization and how they can reach your organization if they have questions or they want to bring their parents over? What is the protocol. Say the name of the organization twice, the phone number, if there's a website, and what do they need to bring with them, or if they just want to call in, give them all of that information slowly.
Okay. So the name of the company is the Senior Resource Center of Illinois. That's the Senior Resource Center of Illinois. Our number is 312-535-7375. Once again, that's 312.
Wait, what's the name of the company again?
Senior Resource Center.
Resource Center. Okay.
And the number is 312-535-7375. So if they call that number, there's all they have to do is just call that one number. We made it like this very easy for seniors and for their family. Once you call that number, then we can get everything set up and done for you right over the phone. If you like to come to our office, the address is 17901 Governor's Highway in Homewood.
Give it to us one more time.
17901 Governor's Highway in Homewood, Illinois, and our suite number is Suite 20. But even prior to COVID, and even with a lot of the agencies that we even refer, like if someone needs homemaker services, home health services, all those services that we provide, for the most part, we've networked with companies and agencies that will do a lot of the services for you right over the phone. For example, for the homemaker agencies, like when someone needs somebody to help around the home. Oh, and I got to tell you something else about that as well. With the homemaker agencies, it's for anyone who has parents that or grandparents or seniors who need assistance around the home. Once again, somebody to help them clean up or vacuum or mop or wash dishes or help with laundry, anything like that. There are agencies out there that have two different programs. Some of them don't have them, but the ones that we deal with do. They have programs where they can send someone like a few days a week, normally like 12 hours a week or 15 hours a week or 20 hours a week. And for that, you don't have to be a Medicare recipient, Medicaid recipient, or anything like that. If you're over the age of 60, then you might be eligible for those free services. So that's one thing. But the great part about the homemaker program is there's a program called Preferred Workers. And Preferred Workers, which I love working with, is anyone that your parent or grandparent or any seniors prefer to be their caregivers. The agency will hire, train, and pay them for them.
Oh, wow.
So as opposed to a stranger coming in, especially with this COVID, but even prior to COVID, this is a program that we work with. You may have a family member, like you may have a daughter, a son, a granddaughter, grandson, niece, nephew, a church member, a family friend, anyone that you know and feel comfortable with. You can say, Ken, I would really like my granddaughter to be my caregiver. The agency will set it up where they'll actually hire whoever you say. They have to do the background checks and all that stuff, but they'll hire who you say, they'll train them, and they'll pay them for you.
Wow. I might need that information for my dad. He has really good insurance. So he has one, but he needs a second one. He had two, but the second one ain't working out. So I know eventually I'm going to have to. So I'm trying to be proactive. So I will definitely call you to get that information, but I would like to have you email that information to me, the difference between the two. And
okay.
we can post it. I can have my assistant post that for you. My other question, when you mentioned the two different services to have assistance and they have to be 60 or over, what if the individual is disabled or on disability? Would that apply to them if they're not 60 or they have to be 60?
Great question again. The age 60 is for going through the Department of Aging. If they're between the age of 18 and 59, then we go through the Department of Rehab. So we can still set up those same services. Unfortunately, the Department of Rehab is a little slower than the Department of Aging, but those same services they are eligible for. And another tidbit I would like to share with you and seniors, since you mentioned it, or to your listeners, is you don't have to be a senior to get all of these services. There are people who are disabled or receiving SSI or disability, and they may be Medicare recipients even though they're not 65. And also, there are many people who are receiving SSI or disability. If you've been receiving it for at least 2 years, then you may be eligible for Medicare regardless of your age. So that's something to keep in mind, because I have hundreds of clients who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who are Medicare recipients and receiving all of these benefits. Years ago, I had someone that was 19 years old that was a Medicare recipient, had the red, white, and blue card because of his disability, and he was receiving these services. And so you may know of people who are disabled and they don't know that they have access to these different services and programs, or don't know that they have access to Medicare now as opposed to waiting until they're 65. So if that's the case, just have them give us a call as well, and we'll give them the number to contact SSI and contact Medicare to see if they are eligible to start receiving Medicare benefits at an early age.
Wow, thank you. I am just like, this is so needed. You're going to have to come back next year and share more information, because this is absolutely, wow. You know, I think a lot of us, we perish for a lack of knowledge. And today, even though we started a little late, this information is so vital and so crucial to a lot of individuals, not just because of the pandemic, just because of day-to-day living. And a lot of people are afraid, Ken, you could probably agree with me, are afraid to even ask what's available for assistance of being told no. But my thing is, a no just means not right now. If it's something you need, knowledge is power. So the more knowledge you have, the more powerful you become. And it also affects your day-to-day living. So people, please share this broadcast. Please call the Senior Resource Center of Illinois. That number is 312-535-7375. Again, Senior Resource Center, 312-535-7375. You can ask for Ken Bivens, or anyone there, I'm sure, will be able to assist you and answer any questions you may have. And if they can't, they can get your name and number, get the information, and call you back. It's just vital and critical that we share this information more now than ever before, because this could be someone's life or their livelihood that could be detrimentally affected. Ken, how is the Senior Resource Center handling the pandemic?
Actually, I expected business to slow down, but it's actually increased just because of the services that we offer. As far as our offers, of course, we're socially distanced and everything. And for the most part, everything is pretty much done right over the phone for us, because once we find out what a senior needs, we can just make the phone call to the agencies on behalf of the seniors and make sure that someone follows up with a call and take the information right over the phone that they need, so they don't have to go and sit someplace for 2 hours or 3 hours around a lot of people. So that's helped. But then also the reason that our business has actually increased is because people can't get out to see their primary doctors or get out to their hospitals or clinics because of the coronavirus. They actually are taking advantage of the fact that, you know what, I can have a doctor or a nurse come to me, and it's free. Yes. And they report the information right back to their primary doctor for them. So even if they're if they're checking their blood pressure or anything is going on, they report it right back to their primary doctor for them. And so it makes it a lot easier, as opposed to seniors going out and being exposed to a big population at a hospital or clinic, or having to wait 2 months, as you mentioned earlier, to get an appointment for the home health services. It's within 24 to 48 hours that they're out there, and they'll send a doctor or nurse practitioner Then they'll send a nurse, they'll send a physical therapist, they'll send a podiatrist if you have a problem with your feet or anything like that. So they send the services directly to you. And so it's so during this pandemic, I've been getting more and more calls because people can't get out to see their primary doctors as fast.
Right, and that's important. So I have to ask you this in closing. Will you take the vaccine?
My wife asked me that question. I'm like, I'm gonna let other people take it first. See what happens.
That's, see, my statement was similar to yours. I said I'm gonna let them get the kinks out. Let them get all the kinks out first. And I'll see you in about 18 months. And then once I see what it's doing to everybody else, then y'all can make the adjustments as needed. Because I'm not sure if you heard, allegedly there's individual who was in perfect health and they took the vaccine, but they developed Bell palsy.
Oh my God! No,
so so Google that now. Not saying that would happen to anybody else, but that's something to think about. And it's the vaccine is a two-part form. It's not just one vaccine. And then I'm really praying for the basketball player that fell to the ground. He had COVID months ago, and he was cleared and everything, and now he's in an induced coma.
I had not heard about that. Is that college or pro or high school?
No, that's NBA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he fell during the game. He dropped during the game. Yeah, and so you can Google that. Yeah, so I'm sending prayers out. They were on. Some of his people were on Good Morning America today, and they were talking about it. That this is something that happened after the fact. So he's still developing some of the lungs and the breathing symptoms after, he stayed in, and so they had to put him into induced coma. Now we don't know, but he's fighting for his life. And so that brings up another issue for me, is that what happens if you take the vaccine and you still get it? You still got to wear your mask until you get the second vaccine. And then what is the time frame from the first vaccine to the second one? And do you still have to, because what I'm hearing that we're going to be wearing these masks for another 16 to 18 months is what I heard Dr. Fucci say. So this is even with the vaccine. So I just don't understand what exactly is it's not making us immune, because we can still catch the virus. So I don't know. Look, those and other questions will be answered. Who knows?
Yeah,
we just got to stay prayed up. But Ken, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. For individuals, I was going to share with you guys about ways to make money without a job. I will do a Facebook Live later on this evening, and I'll share that part because we started a little late. And one of the softwares that I use, they just emailed me and they took over my screen while we were broadcasting, and they corrected the issue. So I do apologize, but it was beyond my control. But they fixed it. And I don't know what they did, but it's working 110% right now. But I just wanted to share that with you. But we'll definitely have you back so they can see that face of yours and put that face with that knowledge. But thank you so much. And more success out to the Senior Resource Center. Again, their number is 312-535-7375. Thank you very much, Ken. We appreciate you. Have a productive and positive week, and stay strong.
Okay, you too. And I really enjoyed it. And definitely I'll be back anytime you want.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so I want to thank Ken BIvens for being here today. I still have the gift cards here. You have about 2 minutes to call 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. Again, if you are a host, co-host of Intellectual Radio, you are not allowed to participate. But if you are just a viewer and you want to call in to win the Wal-Mart gift cards, the number is 708-223-8953. Oh, how do you answer it? Did I hang up? Intellectual Radio. Which one? What do I hit? But what am I supposed to hit when they call back? Oh, the phone? Okay. So we almost had a caller, so maybe they'll call back. But you have about a minute and a half to call. And I'm going to play my song. My son has a song out called Colors. I love the song. I love the beat to the song. So I'm going to play that while we wait a minute or two. Okay, here's the caller. Hold on. Intellectual Radio.
Hi,
Say, I'm sorry?
is this Darcy?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Ken calling back.
Hi. Ken, call it back. Hi, Ken.
Yes. Hi. Oh, I didn't know if you were still on the air, but I just was calling just to thank you for the opportunity.
I'm still on the air, and now we all are appreciative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a caller to call in for the gift card. But thank you so much. I really enjoyed you.
Okay, I enjoyed you as well.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, that was Ken BIvens from the Senior Resource Center, who we just interviewed, and he was calling to say thanks for having him at Intellectual Radio Studios. And so we have about a minute and a half. I know someone was calling while we were on the phone, so hopefully they'll call back. And okay, I think they're calling back. Boy.
Hello?
Intellectual Radio.
Hang on. Radio. Hello?
So she can't win a gift card.
Answer.
Intellectual Radio.
There's nobody that won that gift card all year.
No, we just
giving out.
We just started this one in November.
Oh, really? Well, nobody wants this November. This is December. I need that card for Christmas presents.
You can't get that card. Can't nobody from Intellectual Radio, host or guest, get that card. It has to be someone else to call in.
Well, I quit. I don't want to. I don't want to be an internet. Okay, there you go. I sure need that card for Christmas present.
See, you should have told your family members to call in. I'm sitting up here holding these two gift cards. Like, man.
Okay. I'm gonna have them call in, and you're gonna do the same thing Thursday.
I will do the same thing Thursday.
I promise I won't have them call in. Been holding on to this phrase for a long time.
Because next month I got another kind of gift, and I ain't gonna have no problem with nobody calling in for that one.
All right.
Thanks, Katie. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, that concludes Making Waves with Miss Darcy, and I want to thank the super producer, Intellectual Radio. You know how I do when I close out. Build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs, and that would be me. And we're out. Thanks for tuning in, and share the broadcast, and have $1 million day. Bye-bye.